Hey everybody, thanks for checking in on Commander's Brew on YouTube. If you guys are liking the videos we're making here, go ahead and hit subscribe. Go ahead and ring that bell. You'll be notified every time we do something. And why not check out our Patreon while you're at it? Patreon.com/CommandersBrew. We got a whole lot of stuff going on, but let's get right into this video. This week we're counting down our top 10 favorite Commander reprints for Ultimate Masters.
Oh, yeah. We've each got a list. I've got a list. Andy's got a list. There's a couple of overlaps. We'll let you know when those hit them up. And we've chosen our personal favorites. These aren't just like the best, most powerful cards. You'll notice we've left out a couple of like $70 cards that have dropped from $80.
Yeah.
But let's get rolling. My top 10, my 10th pick is Golgari Thug. It's got Dredge 4 on it. It's the one that brings creatures onto the top of your library when it dies. Great in a sack deck, and the dredge mechanic is so useful in a graveyard deck. I'm happy to include this card, and it dropped from a few dollars to a couple of gumballs.
Yeah, this is definitely an underrated dredge card in Commander. I think this gets played in other formats, but I don't think we use this one enough in our format. It's a recent deck tech we did. This card was amazing in it, right? It was. Yep. I can't remember which one you did, but it was really good in that one. For me, my number 10 was Woodfall Primus. This card is like normally around $10 and it dropped down to like $1.50. So snap these guys up. They're great. They're basically acidic slime on steroids. Not only is it a huge and has trample, but it also has persist. So you can really abuse this one from graveyards. I can't wait to throw this one in my graveyard decks. Woodfall Primus, very stoked about this reprint.
Yeah, you're paying a lot for it, but you get 2 hits out of it, which is amazing.
Yeah. And that's if you're even paying for it, if you're not just getting it right from your graveyard.
Right. We rarely pay for things.
Yeah.
My number 9 is Fauna Shaman. 1 in a green. It's just a 2/2 bear that lets you discard a creature to tutor up another creature from your deck. That ability is amazing. This is the on a stick version of... Ooh, what is it?
Survival of the Fittest.
Survival of the Fittest, thank you. I forget because that card was prohibitively expensive for me. Yeah. This card has gotten prohibitively expensive, but now it's back down to a reasonable $3-4. I'm glad for the reprint. Thank you, Wizards.
Yeah, you got to wait for the full turn of the table for this guy, but it's still a very powerful effect. I mean, you're tutoring creatures, you're putting stuff in your graveyard. It's all gravy. Mm-hmm. My number 9 was Phyrexian Tower. Anytime you can get a sweet ability like sacrificing a creature to add 2 mana to your mana pool on a land, I think that's very notable. So Phyrexian Tower drops in price down to $10 here, and I think like snap it up if you're in that type of deck. Sack outlets are just good in general. So again, having one on a land is going to be really good.
Yeah, and it's in black, so obviously we like sacking creatures. This card is just pure synergy. I love it.
And like you know, having a tap for colorless is not nothing. I just want to like bring that up again because there are those cards that have colorless mana symbols in their costs nowadays, and like it's nice to have that.
Sure. This will make my number 8. This is Gamble. It's like a 1-mana tutor in red. I'm not a huge fan of tutors. I'll just give you a little spoiler. I am not putting Demonic Tutor on my top 10 list because I think it's too boring. It's just too obvious. And it's also still too expensive. But this is a couple of bucks. And it truly is a gamble. Like having to throw away that card makes it a very exciting card to play.
Yeah, absolutely. My number 8 is Dark Depths. Merit Lage, the big land. This one is still around $20, but it's come down from quite a bit more than that. And like, this is a card that as a budget player, I never had the chance to play with it really. So now, like, you know, you can kind of sacrifice a few meals and get yourself in Dark Depths. Not as many meals this time, probably just like 1 or 2, depending on where you like to eat. But yeah, I'm excited to get Merit Lage in my games of Commander. It's a fun Commander card, but also an undeniably powerful one. So yeah,
for sure. Let's go to my number 7. It's Life from the Loam. It's more dredge. I think this card, having dredge, being able to get lands back from the graveyard, it's just a utility card that makes your decks run smoother and much cleaner. It's still kind of pricey, but like $10 isn't bad. $30 was way too much. So thank you for the reprint.
Yeah, it had gotten to the point where Life from the Loam was more expensive than the dual deck I bought it in.
That's true. Yeah.
And that was back when I knew that the card was still like was good and was going up in price. I was like, oh, I better snatch up this dual deck because it's going to give me a lot of good cards. Anyways, yeah, very excited to see Life from the Loam. Everyone's lands decks are just going nuts. They're just reprinting all the lands matters cards.
Yeah.
My number, what are we on? 8? No, 7.
7, yeah.
My number 7 is Mikaeus the Unhallowed. Mikaeus is, again, another undeniably powerful card. This one, combo players are well familiar with it. Giving like basically anything that's not a human persist. It means that there's a lot of shenanigans to be had. But I think that this is just also a great value card. If it, you don't necessarily need to be comboing out to make Mikaeus really good. He's a pretty big body himself with Intimidate. Like, he's kind of evasive. He does a lot of stuff. Mono Black loves this card. Obviously, graveyard synergies going on here. It's still, in the $12 range, but I think that down from whatever, like 30 or whatever it was, is a nice drop.
Yeah. Let's go on to my number 6. This is another land. It goes very well with the Merit Lage earlier, the Dark Depths. It's Thespian Stage. It's a land that can copy into other lands. At its worst, this is just another one of your dual lands or a command tower or something like that. But at its best, it's any one of the numerous new utility lands that have come out. Now that Ixalan gave us those flip cards that turned into cool lands, we've got analogs to Gaia's Cradle and Tolarian Academy and all that kind of stuff. So, Thespian Stage is just going up and up and up. The price had as well, but now it's way back down.
Back down to around $1, which is real nice.
Yeah.
My number 6 was Gamble. I just want to reiterate that gamble can be a real gamble. So do it when you have lots of cards in your hand.
Yeah. So my number 5 is Faithless Looting. This isn't the flashiest card. It lets you discard 2 and draw 2 in red, but it's just such a useful utility. I love in a commander game from seeing more cards in my deck because it's just going to go smoother. 1 mana is a fair price, and this card was creeping up to like $2 maybe, and now it's back down to a gumball. So now's a chance to grab a couple.
Yeah, like that's a pretty big percentage drop if you think about it. Although in money wise, it's not as much. But I like to see those. I like to see those happen almost as much as I like to see the the 10 down to $5 or the 20 down to $10.
Yeah.
So nice include there. Number 5 for me was Fauna Shaman. We've already mentioned it, so let's get Sean's next one.
Okay. Well, my next one we're gonna skip because that's a higher one on yours. So let's go to your one after that.
Mine was Life from the Loam. I'm stoked about Dredge. I mean, there's a real theme going on with mine. It's basically all green and black cards, but I don't think that's much of a that's not a coincidence. They just reprinted a lot of powerful green and black stuff for Commander.
It was a graveyard themed master set, so that's naturally going to be hard cards to beat. Yeah. So of my number 3 is a blue card. This is Visions from Beyond. This card needs 20 cards in the graveyard and any graveyard to be Ancestral Recall. Ancestral Recall is undeniably one of the most powerful cards this game has ever known. Yeah. And this card is Ancestral Recall a lot of the time in our format. I think this is so underrated. It was getting up there, $4 or $5. Now it's down to $1. Pick a couple up. It's worth it.
Yeah, the key thing is if a graveyard has 20. Yeah. So it could be yours, it could be an opponent's. It's like this is going to happen.
I have cast this and drawn 3 cards at instant speed for 1 blue on my opponent's end step. It's Ancestral Recall. It feels incredible.
Yeah. My next one was, here we go. Another black land. It's Urborg, Tomb of Yawgmoth. Changing everything into swamps. Obviously, this is a commander staple, whether you're in mono black or not. Like, you don't need to be in mono black, obviously. That's kind of the one time where you don't need it that much. But including this and all the shenanigans you can do with swamps and the mana doubling in black is very, very powerful. It's just nice to see commander staples get reprinted. Like, this is down to $9, which isn't like dirt cheap, but it's definitely accessible for players who weren't willing to drop $20 on this land. So
it's one Chipotle.
That's one Chipotle. Just don't go to Chipotle this week and get yourself an Urborg. That's fine.
Yeah, man, good trade.
Yeah, good trade.
My number 2 is Containment Priest. It's that 2/2 bear with flash in white that they printed from a commander set. If non-token creatures enter, they get exiled instead. We've never had a regular print run of this except for an Amonkhet Invocation. It's just it's been so hard to get your hands on this. It's been ridiculously overpriced just because of availability. Now it's down to like $350. I cannot wait to get one of these.
That's a massive price drop, down from like $25 or something like that. Like that's fantastic. And this effect lasts throughout the whole game. It's not just when it comes in. So you surprise them on the first one, and then you just shut the door on any more from coming back. They got to remove this card first. So powerful card, really cool. My number 2 is your number 1.
Yeah,
so
let's cover them.
Let's cover it. It's Eternal Witness, the number 1 green played card in Commander according to EDH Rec. It's a ubiquitous card. It goes in anything remotely relating to the graveyard, and some would argue any green deck, period. I think that's what a lot of people have just done with this card. So great card. And reprint wise, seeing it down to $3 is really nice.
Yeah. This is a card that survives reprints and keeps going back to like $7-8. So just pick them up now. It will happen again. We'll probably get another one in a future Commander set. It'll go back down to 3 to back up to 8. Just grab them. This new art is very cool.
Yeah, the new art is really cool. She made a dog of leaves. My number 1, and to finish off the list here, is Phyrexian Altar. It's, of course, the sack outlet artifact that gives us colored mana. It's not just 2 colorless mana. It's an actual color of mana. This is a combo enabler. It's value engine. It's ramp. It's all kinds of stuff. Anything that wants a sack outlet, which is just about every deck really, should probably have at least one if you're running creatures, is going to want this card. This card is amazing. This is probably the best sack outlet in Commander. Probably.
It's up. I mean,
I think you could make arguments for other things for different reasons, I think.
Yeah. At this point, like, we're only splitting hairs based on what our specific deck wants to combo with specifically. But yes, this is one of the best ones that there is. You're sacking things at no cost. Like, you don't have to pay mana or life to sack a thing. You get mana back, so you are profiting mana. This is just the doorway into so many loops. This or Ashnod's Altar, it just depends. Do you need more mana of colorless, or do you need specifically color like these two? And the only reason this is so expensive is because they never reprinted it. Like, they just gave us like it was like in a dual deck. So yeah, finally we're getting a print run with actual Phyrexian Altars in it.
Absolutely. Very stoked to see a lot of cards from here. I mean, we could have made this a full list of the cards. There are so many other, Entomb and Reanimator in this set. You got Lord of Extinction, like
Lab Maniac down to uncommon.
Yeah, definitely. Like, let's get that card to drop right down in price.
Yeah.
Maelstrom Pulse is a Commander staple also in Golgari. I mean, there's the big money cards, Snapcaster, your Mana Vaults, Cavern Souls, tons of stuff here. Liliana, of course. We're just happy to see a lot of these reprints, and those are our lists. That's each of our top 10s. I would like to know what your favorite reprints are for this set. Let us know in the comments below. Of course, subscribe, ding the bell, all that kind of stuff. And thanks again for watching. And we'll be back pretty soon with another video. So stay tuned.
Bye.
Bye.
Big thanks to all our patrons who make these episodes possible.
Yeah, and if you want to check out more comedy videos, check out our Brews News playlist.
Make sure you follow us on Twitch TV to see when we play live.
If you want to chat with us, head over to Twitter. We're at Commanders Brew.
And please hit subscribe to ding the bell and find out when we got new stuff coming out.
See you next time.
Bye.